Sometimes, especially when you're writing a lot of code and have a lot of functions, you'll suddenly realize that one of them stops working. For instance, here I want to stop the ball from falling. So I call the function stop ball falling. I can see here it logs to the console log, but it doesn't do anything. And in my code it should console log, and then it should add paused to the container, and there's no paused added, and then it should add disappear to the sprite, and I can try it again and again. Nothing happens. And then say, but let's try just go in panic mode here. Why isn't this working? Console log that. So once we call stop ball falling, it says stop ball falling and not why isn't this working. So that was curious. But take a look here. It says line 35. And this is line 16 and 17. So the reason this is happening is that I've actually by accident created another function with the same name. And JavaScript doesn't complain. It just thinks that, well, okay, probably the old function wasn't good enough anymore, so we'll just replace it. Just like in CSS, where you can use the same selector twice, but then all the properties just gets combined. But in JavaScript, when you have a function the second time, it just overwrites everything from the first time. Luckily, ESLint actually tells us that here, stop ball falling is already defined. And even if we didn't see the line, for instance, if we were here, we can always click the ESLint icon and open it and see, are there any errors? And then it says, yes, stop ball falling is already defined. It doesn't tell us where it's defined, but we can easily find that by just copying the line with function, copy that, and then go to find. And we have found ourselves, yes, and then we can say it should never say more than 1. But here it says 2 of 2, and then we can find where's the other one. That was our original, and here is our extra. And also, even without ESLint, we could do the same. When we have our original function that we were working on, and we can't find the one that does the problem, just copy it here, and go to find, and see, is there another one? This is number 1 of 2. Here's the other. So now the problem is easy to fix. We simply remove the function we don't want. And in this case, it's fairly simple because there's no code in here, but at some point you might have a few lines of code in both functions and you need to figure out which one to keep. So we'll remove the function and save it. And once we go here and call it, it works. And it says our test line here. Why isn't this working? So the short of it is, when you have something weird happening that isn't what you expect, make sure that the line number is the line number you would expect. And here it's clearly not the same line number. So, and if you can't see the number, then just click it and it will open in the inspector. We can see that the code is certainly not the same, and the line numbers are certainly also different. So you'll find them here, and you'll know once again to remove the extra function. So make sure that all your functions have unique names and you don't reuse the same name for 2 different functions, because one will overwrite the other.